So why is the president singling out and blaming Fox for a lack of bipartisanship in Washington? Washington Examiner chief political correspondent Byron York joins us. Byron, why is it? Is Fox guilty, or is he just doesn't like what Fox does or how Fox challenges his policies?
I think this shows that the president thinks he's in for a big fight. If you go back and see when he has brought up Fox and when the White House has brought up Fox, you'll see it's when they're in big fights. October 2009, big fight over Obamacare. Anita Dunn, who was the White House communications director, starts talking about Fox as a wing of the Republican Party, blaming opposition to Obamacare on Fox, singling out Fox. Summer of 2011, big fight over the debt ceiling at the time. Jay Carney, White House press secretary, accuses Ed Henry, our White House correspondent, of spouting Republican talking points. And now, about to get into this fight over more and more spending. We've already had a debt ceiling fight and a fiscal cliff fight. The president is talking about Fox again. It's what happens when he gets into a fight.
Well, it would be so much better if he'd sort of man up and get in the arena. Instead, he sort of sits on the sidelines and talks to his very comfortable mediums, which I frankly don't blame him for wanting to talk to a comfortable medium. But I mean, it's so easy for him to take a shot, but he doesn't. He can come here. He'll be treated with respect. You know, he will be here. I mean, Bill O'Reilly will treat him respectfully. I know that Sean, he'd probably never talk to Sean, but but Sean would be respectful. But he doesn't. He won't come here. And I mean, it's surprising.
And the research has shown that more Democrats watch Fox than Republicans watch some of the other news networks. And if you go back to the debt ceiling fight, one of the things that angered the White House was Republicans were saying repeatedly, the president hasn't put forth a plan. What is his plan to cut spending? And the answer was, well, you're just spouting Fox talking points. That's when they get mad, is when you ask them for some substantive commitment on an issue, which is what you've seen in the last few weeks, too.
We call members of the Democratic Party every single night. Congressman Rupersberger will come on. He's not afraid to come here and answer questions. Congressman Van Hollen will come here. I mean, but it's really sort of what I hear from some when they pull me aside, not from those two, but from some, is that they get into trouble with their leadership if they come on Fox. That there's sort of peer pressure within the Democrats.
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of enforcement mechanisms for each party. There's no doubt. Parties have their constituencies. In the Democratic Party, organized labor, for example, is a big one of them. They don't like to cross those constituencies. So what they often do is accuse the other party of being too cowardly to cross their own constituency.
I guess having been in the criminal courts where where there's really strong debate, is that it's sort of stunning to me that members of a party wouldn't go on either MSNBC or come here or CNN. I mean, if you think that what they're supposed to be, dealing with these, Ahmadinejad of Iran or whatever, and yet they're getting into petty squabbles with networks.
And remember what the president said. He said that there are lots of Republicans who really would want to work with Democrats, but they're just afraid of being punished by Fox. Well, the fact is that there's a lot of significant difference between Republicans and Democrats on the Hill right now. Fox News has nothing to do with it. They have significantly different visions of how much money the government should spend and how much it should tax.
And of course, there is a suggestion in his article that Democrats are more inclined to compromise. And of course, I have held Senator Harry Reid's feet to the fire because on this whole budget business, because unless he puts a budget on the table, it can't even begin to be a discussion to compromise. So it's he should call up Senator Harry Reid and tell him to start compromising.
The president has said that for a long time. Said that he and the Democrats are more willing to compromise than the Republicans, but somehow the compromise doesn't happen.
Anyway, as they say, never doubt. By the way, I heard you got locked